Welcome. It's Tax Tip Tuesday with me, Christine Walters, on May the 9th. So, with garage sales coming up and the spring clean out of our homes happening, at least in my house, it is happening huge. I thought this might be a great topic to put in the back of people's minds or the front of people's minds. So, is e transfer a secure and safe method of payment? So, the news recently reported that a person, you, can cancel an e-transfer up to 24 hours after they are sent, even if your recipient, the person you're sending money to, has auto deposit set up and receives a confirmation number or some sort of confirmation email. So the big banks, Bank of Montreal, CIBC, RBC, Scotiabank, TD, they all advertise auto deposits as a fast and secure method of payment. So for those of you who might not know, auto deposit is designed and promoted as a way to prevent fraudsters, internet gremlins, from intercepting your funds because they are supposedly directly deposited into the account of the recipient without any additional steps required, like answering a security question. So by using auto deposit, sellers are usually more confident that the money will show up in their bank account when they sell an item online on Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji, or at their garage sale on the weekend. In reality, depending on which financial institution, which bank the money was sent from, some e-transfers can be canceled even if the recipient has auto deposit enabled. So when this was tested by the media, all test e-transfers that were all test e-transfers that were sent could be canceled by the senders until the recipient answered a security question, and those e-transfers expired after 30 days. So even if the security question hadn't yet been answered, every financial institution, all those big banks, notified the sender that the transaction had been completed. So if you sent me an e-transfer, you would get notified more or less right away that it had been completed, but I haven't actually accepted it yet because I haven't gone in and put in the password. So when the media tested e-transfers sent to accounts that had auto deposit set up, if they came from one of the big banks, RBC, TD, Scotiabank, etc., the sender could not cancel them on their own, like in their online banking or whatnot. Credit unions, however, oftentimes give their customers more than a half an hour. One of the tests showed it was 24 hours to cancel an e-transfer, even though all the parties, both the sender and the recipient, had been notified that the transfer was completed. And the recipient was never informed after the fact that it was actually canceled. So unless the recipient, the person getting the money, is really diligent about watching all the deposits come into their account, which if you're doing a garage sale over the weekend, it's very easy to miss $10 here or there or whatnot. So if that happened, over a few transactions, you'd be giving away your stuff for free. So everyone needs to know that if you are doing e-transfers, if you're using e-transfers as a method of payment, you should always remember that there is a possibility that you might not actually get the money and that you're not actually really protected until you actually see the money has arrived in your account. So after reading some of these stories and doing a little bit of independent kind of testing, I personally recommend turning off auto deposit and requiring the use of a code word or password to more fully protect yourself. I can speak from personal experience. In tax season, it's super, super busy. I get 5 or 6 e-transfers a day some days, and I have to put in a password to go and accept them all to get them to deposit. And that's my personal choice, because if I didn't, I honestly sometimes wouldn't know for days or maybe even weeks till I got back to my bookkeeping whether or not somebody actually paid me, right? So that's my personal experience. I personally recommend turning it off and just taking the extra step of putting in that code or the password to make sure you're fully protected. I hope you enjoyed this week's Tax Tips Tuesday with me, Christine, and come back next week for another tip. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your week.